Good evening, Nina. It's so nice to have you here today. I just want to introduce this amazing person that I know and who has brought in so much change in my life because of essential oils. Nina Sanyal is an essential oil expert, a meditation and teacher with The Art of Living, but she is also a holistic lifestyle coach. Welcome, Nina. It's so great to have you over here.
Thanks, Rashmi, for inviting me. I know a lot of times we spend time talking about essential oils. I always have my own diagnosis, and I always say I have an oil for that. And for me personally, I didn't really know much about oils, but then when I was starting a family of my own and was pregnant and then had a baby, I got really, really into it. So it's a part of more than just the scent and smelling it. For me, it's really part of our holistic healthcare in our family. It's like my go-to.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Why is it important for someone to integrate essential oils in their life?
For me personally, I would say that it's important because it's a part of your healthcare regiment. So with all that's happening right now, I don't even have antibacterial wipes and all those things. I have some, but it's not like how the market was going crazy to get them, because I feel that we can do a lot of that stuff with essential oils. So I was creating my own spray bottles and things with lavender oil, for example. And so I integrate it in such a way that it's so much a part of our lives that diffusing and all those things, which I think we can maybe jump into talking about of what are the different ways of using it. But that's why I've integrated it, because I don't even like to say it too out loud too much, but in our house we don't really we rarely use, or actually with my son, he's 7 years old, we've never used any kind of prescription medication like antibiotics or anything. We've always been able to figure out what we needed based on essential oils. And not that it's not good, not that you shouldn't use those things, but for us in our household, I always try to go the holistic route first. And if it can't, well, then obviously you have to use whatever medications you need to. But with that and homeopathy, that's what I do. So even before my son goes to school every day, well, now it's even at home, I still do it. I put lavender oil on his hands, and I put a little different blend of wild orange and clove on his feet. So these are very simple things, and one drop goes a long way, but they're highly antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, all these things that can help not only keep the immune system strong, but also help calm the system. Like if you hear of aromatherapy, just the scent of it has some sort of effect on the nervous system, but also the skin is the largest organ in the body. So when you're putting it on your skin, on some level, you don't want to have too many chemicals going into your system, because it is uh, a refined filter of sorts.
That
Uh,
makes a lot of sense. I mean, the skin being the largest organ, you want to be really careful what gets absorbed. My next question to you is that then does it make sense to choose organic over non-organic?
Depending on, it's very hard to find organic oils, but there you'll hear this word wild crafted. So even if they are wild crafted, then you can see another thing you can do when you're looking at an oil, like let's say you get a bottle, then look at the ingredients and look at the warnings. If it's like lavender oil but there's a caution saying do not ingest, then you know that might not be the purest form of oil. Most tree oils like sandalwood and stuff, it's not supposed to be ingested, so that would make sense, like cedar wood or uh, sandalwood. But lavender, wild orange, lime, those things you can apply, diffuse, topically, or ingest also. But then you just want to know, okay, you want to make sure it's a pure form. And so that's why I would say, even if it says wild crafted, it can be okay versus organic, because that might be the closest to organic you might be able to find.
Okay, so Nina, I mean, you're talking about the oils being in its purest form. So should you dilute it with something before you apply it, or how do you go about doing that?
Yes. So what you can do is, let me show you an example. So if for me, I have these little roller balls at home. So then you can make it, or you can even sometimes purchase it like that. So, but then otherwise they'll look like this in a bottle. You'll have where you can make your own. And so two or three drops to some carrier oil, which could be olive oil in your house, or if you have sesame oil, depending on the season, you could use fractionated coconut oil. So all of those things can be carriers. A lot of times that's what I use, is the fractionated coconut oil. And then you can apply them directly, or nowadays they are making them in the roller ball, so it makes it a little bit easier.
So where would
Also,
I apply it?
so you can apply it. What I always recommend is on the hands and feet as much as possible, but you can really put it anywhere. Like, let's say you like the scent, then you can put it on your neck if you connect with it. Another way to really know what connects with you, because every person is so different, smell it, see what connects with you. Sometimes people don't like citrus. I really like lemon and lime and those citrusy smells. So I'll make my own cleaners with that, because I like that. It somehow makes me feel clean. And then lavender oil, I really like it, so I would smell it. I wish I could make you have you smell it, but then you could but if it connects with you, then that's a scent that suits you. If it's too
Ah,
strong, you're like, oh, it's too perfumey. Like some of the floral ones might be too perfumey for me, but others would love it. So that might not be my scent. Some people also put it in the third eye area, where your pituitary gland is located. So this helps regulate a lot of your emotions and hormones. So they might put sandalwood or different rose, but like in different parts of India, you see them actually taking sandalwood paste and putting it in between the forehead, which is very cooling for the nervous system and the body. But if you don't have that, you could even do stuff like that here, like with children, when they have with the essential oil of sandalwood, with fevers and stuff, it can be very cooling. So you can apply it directly on the forehead.
so say if I have a headache, and what oil would you recommend, and where would you recommend applying it? Would it still be my hands and feet, or would I apply it somewhere else?
Okay, good question. I would say feet, because there's different pressure points. You could even look up online. There's different reflexology points that are linked to the head and the nervous system, but sometimes we don't know what the source of that, what's causing the headache. So sometimes, yes, it's our head hurting, but then it could be some different part of the body calling out for help. So that's why I start with the hands and the feet. Then, if you feel like you need to massage the neck and apply around the temples and around the ears, you can do that. And that can also help you. So, many times for inflammation, any kind of peppermint or wintergreen, some sort of spearmint scent can be good. When in doubt, I think lavender is my go-to. I don't want to put too many, or the sandalwood, like I was saying. That can also be really soothing for the nervous system. Uh, I don't want to confuse people with too many choices, so I'm trying to keep it really limited. So I'm going to say a lot of the same ones repetitively, so they're easily accessible, so you can really get to using them versus getting overwhelmed by the whole idea of too many oils.
So what are your top three oils then?
My top three oils in our house that I love and I think everyone should have is lavender. Lavender is my one. Uh, there's a blend called Breathe, but it has basically, I would say, peppermint, and that. It's a blend of peppermint, cardamom, and different things, but the main thing in that is actually peppermint. So lavender, peppermint, and my third one is something actually, it's through doTERRA, but it's called On Guard. It's a blend of clove, wild orange, and it's great for the immune system. But I have a fourth one. I'm just going to say it because I've been using it more now, and it's oregano. I've been doing a lot with more with oregano that can really help cut back bacteria. If there's any hint of a thought that there might be an ear infection, you can massage. If you have a small child that's complaining about their ears hurting or something's not feeling right or they're feeling a little warmer, you can apply it. But the thing is, it can bring up heat in the body. So really having a diluted blend. So putting in a carrier oil, if you're having the real thing, is important. You don't want to put too much. It might feel too burny, but you can put it massage in around the ears, or put it a little bit on a cotton, some olive oil and a little bit of oregano on a cotton ball and stick it in the ears when they're sleeping. That can help. I'm saying that for kids because I use that with my son a lot, but you can do it as adults as well. Another thing is, I've heard peppermint is really great for the feet, and oregano as we're getting older and we want to keep strong eye health. So on the top two toes, you can massage oregano, like right in that space between your nails and the big toe. You can put some oregano there. I've heard that can help prevent or keep you from cataracts also.
Wow.
So.
So, Nina, uh, going through these times right now, I have to ask you these questions. Parents are having to be around the kids 24/7. Is there any oil that can calm the kids down and the parents can just sit back and relax?
I don't know about kick back and relax, but something that could help. I obsessively diffuse. I diffuse in our house. And like, here's an example of that. I have this kind of a diffuser. You can get so many ones, round ones. You don't have to have a certain blend. But see, if 90%, we inhale 11,000 liters of air in a day. And
Wow.
so 90% of our nutrition comes from our breath, not 10% our food, which is interesting because we spend so much time obsessing over what we're putting in our body in terms of food, but not in terms of, oh, what we're inhaling. So think about even our cleaners, when we're inhaling that, then that has an impact on our systems. There's chemicals that are airborne in the air with all those things, even bleaches and all those things can be really harsh on the lungs and on our system. So when you're diffusing, it's helping put out essential oils into the air. So on some level, you're inhaling that into your system. So you're nourishing your immune system in many ways, and you're also purifying the airborne chemicals and any bacteria that might be in that space. So for me, that's one reason why I diffuse all the time, but also because it's going back to the aromatherapy when you're saying kids. So I always have a lavender oil or lime or something that's uplifting, diffusing throughout the day in our house. And that's what I've been doing recently. And I've noticed instinctively I'm going to lime or lemon in our diffuser that's in the kitchen, and it makes me feel a little bit more lighter and uplifted. So I would say you can try it, but it's a little trial and error because really the kids are an X factor to get through the day these days.
I've been putting orange in my kitchen.
Yeah,
You
orange.
know,
So any citrusy thing. I love orange too. Wild orange, it's great. And they're not so expensive. They're very relatively inexpensive. On our bodies too, I don't really use lotion. It's all oils. Kian, since he was born, it's always been a blend of sesame oil with some sort of essential oil. And now I have different oil blends that I would use more than lotion, but it seems like that helps keep the skin hydrated and not so dry, especially in the wintertime.
yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I haven't used the lotion in maybe over 5 years now. I just use oils. Yeah.
Ah, see, so it works. Another thing I wanted to mention before we're out of time are these things that I started using. If you see, I don't know if you can see it. These are
Yes.
dryer wool balls. So they're like little wool balls, and they can go for last about like 3 months or so. You'll know when it starts kind of like pillating apart, but you can just take your favorite essential oil. I love lavender, so I always just go like this with the bottle and just kind of put lavender oil on, and then you throw it in. It's just in your dryer with your clothes. So instead of dryer sheets, you can have these dryer balls in there with the wool balls, and it helps. Uh, it reduces actually drying time, and then it helps the static and infuses it with like a nice fresh scent. So that's something you guys can do too.
Wow, that sounds wonderful. So, Nina, what are some innovative ways we can bring in essential oils into our life where it kind of just seamlessly integrates into your life without having to think about it too much?
I would say one, it's worth investing just in a few simple bottles, a diffuser and a spray bottle. Okay, so spray bottle, what you can do is just put water, maybe a drop of um, vinegar, and then you have your favorite essential oil and you put it in there. So now when the mail comes in or boxes, I don't let them leave past the front door, and then I'll spritz them with that and then they come in. So anything like that, I will use essential oils on. So now we're a little bit more mindful as a society. So I think that would be good. And then also diffusing. So it's just filling it up with water. Even if you have a humidifier, you can start with that. Whatever you have, so you don't have to add more equipment to your household. You can just use it. But then as you start, if you feel connected to it, then I would invest in the diffuser. And then you can, once you have it, you can experiment then with certain blends. And I'll maybe afterwards on your Facebook page, I'll throw out a few things that I love to do that are nice blends and very easy to make and do, that you could like little mini recipes that one could do.
That sounds wonderful. We have some questions for you before
Okay.
we move towards the end of our segment. So, what are some other benefits of lavender oil? Someone's asking. So, you talked about it being relaxing.
Yeah, so it can be relaxing. That's the most common thing people think of with lavender, like, oh, it's soothing, it's relaxing, but it's highly antibacterial, antimicrobial, it has anti-inflammatory
Wow.
effects on the body. So if you think about nowadays, we're all looking at having more of an alkaline diet. And so you can, even with the use of lavender, that helps with the inflammation in the body along with the things that we're eating. So I would say that's like a go-to oil that is safe for every age group. And if you're unsure about anything, if there's a paper cut, anything, you just stick some lavender oil on there.
That sounds good, and it smells good too.
And it smells good too. And and then if you have a dryer ball or something like that, you can do it. You can use it there too.
So I have a few more questions. Any oils for headaches and oil recommendation for scalp health and hair growth?
Oh yeah, if we had like the perfect oil blend for that, I think we'd all be like using. But hair growth also indicates so much more than what's happening. If we're having hair loss, there could be other things going on in our body, but a lot of it could be too dry scalp. See, many times we think, oh, it's infected, my hair is too oily. But the more oil we can actually put into our hair, it helps strengthen the hair follicles and helps strengthen the quality of the hair. So some air any hair oil blend would be really good. I actually have a brand that I love. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Shankra hair oil is a really nice blend that doesn't make you feel super oily. But even if you have sesame oil, or depending on the season, you can do it. But don't feel like because your hair is too oily, your hair is falling out. Actually, I would say you can leave it on, and leave it on there for a good amount of time before you wash it out. And when you really need it out, dry shampoo with your hair before it gets wet, and then shampoo it out. Then you'll have less of that oily feeling.
Very nice. What about oil for headaches?
Oil for headaches, I would say you could do peppermint, you could do lavender oil, any of the lime, lemon, citrus oils, all of that can help. And again, hands, feet, back of the neck, behind the ears, that kind of thing you could do.
We have a question. Any suggestion for oil for the body instead
Okay.
of using creams?
Oh, instead of using creams, depending on the season. So right now, depending on where you live, if it's becoming warmer, then you can explore olive oil or coconut oil. If it's a winter or colder month, then you can um, experiment with sesame oil. You can try that, and then put little essential oil blends. And also, I mean, I use, so I can only speak to what I use. I use the Shankar oil blend, so I love them. No, and I'm not trying to do a shout out, but that's what I love. And that's what I feel really connects with my skin. So that's what I end up using. And they have it based on the season and body type.
Actually, Nina, I want to really thank you. Because of you, I started using oils into my life. And I also started thinking of ways of like, okay, how can I bring it into my life? And I remembered you talked about putting oil in spray bottles to, like wiping down mail. We were talking about wiping down mail and things like that, boxes that we're receiving. And so last time when I was mopping my home, yes, I'm mopping my home now. And I put in some lemon drops, and that was so good because you had said that it's a really good disinfectant. But not only did it disinfect, but it also was smelling so good. And then I think you forgot to mention a tip that you taught me was to put in a few drops in my bath or in my shower.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I would definitely say that if you have the luxury of a bath, then drop it in a few drops, or if you have children taking a bath, then you can do it in theirs. But if you don't have time, then you can drop a few on your shower mat or just in the shower, and the steam of the shower will also help give you that nice aromatherapy effect. But also, if there's any mold in the shower or anything, because depending on what's happening, then that'll help purify the space for you. So that's a quick and easy way. I like that tip. Sorry, I forgot. Good thing you reminded me, Rashmi.
So I know, Nina, you have another engagement, but real quick, we were going to do a meditation, but we have meditations posted on our Facebook page, and I think I want to take the time to talk to you rather than doing a meditation. But I do want to let everybody know that we do teach meditation every week, 3 times a week. And the reason we've been doing the self care series is because self care is not just about the external stuff, it's also the internal stuff. And I know you're a meditation teacher too. So I'll let you say maybe a couple sentences on that, but I have a quick rapid fire to find out which oil to use when.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm going to try to keep it in a small thing so people don't think they have to go run and get a lot of oils. But go ahead.
Okay. So, an oil to de stress,
Lavender,
oil to increase energy,
uh, orange, wild orange, lime, lemon,
oil to relax muscles,
helichrysanthium, peppermint, um, curcumin, which is like turmeric essential oil. I didn't mention that, but that could be also really nice for the muscles.
okay, oil to decrease inflammation,
All of those I just said. So helichrysanthium, a lot of the body aches and muscle aches comes from inflammation. So you could use lavender oil, but also helichrysanthium, um, lemongrass. Then you could use, yep, you could use, I'll keep it at that. Yeah.
okay, to increase or get into the romantic mood.
You could do rose essential oil, could be nice.
Okay.
A lot of any of the floral scents can help.
How about to deepen spiritual energy?
Mm. Sandalwood, lotus, rose, jasmine, all of those can be really nice.
Wow. Oil to disinfect.
Lemon, lime, any citrusy thing. Lavender too.
Okay. And lastly, your go to, your all time favorite, no, if nothing, the one oil that you never leave home without.
Lavender.
Okay. Wonderful. Nina, it was really nice talking to you today. And if you have any last minute advice or why someone should just get on, I know we're not stepping out, so why someone should just go online on Amazon or wherever and order a couple essential oils.
Okay. Yes, I'll actually post some links on this maybe afterwards. You see what brand connects with you. I really like the doTERRA brand and Shankara brands, but these dryer, the wool ball, like all this stuff that I think is helpful to have. I'll see if I can find some and I'll link it to this live post.
It was really nice talking to you, Nina, and thank you. And thank you for continually inspiring me to use essential oils. And, I've seen such a difference in my life, and I really want to thank you for that. It was great, and I look forward to speaking with you on this again sometime soon. So thank you so much.
Let's do it. Thank you, Rashmi. And thank everybody for watching.
Thank you.